Welcome to Mint. I'm Neha Sethi. In today's edition of From the Newsroom, we are joined by Tarun Shukla. Welcome to the show, Tarun.
Thank you.
We are also joined by Captain Ranganathan of the Civil Aviation Safety Advisory Council. Welcome to the show, Captain.
Thank you.
Air India is in deep trouble as the government is not releasing the funds for its first Dreamliner, even as 24 people wait in Charleston in US to fly back the planes to Delhi. So Tarun, what do you think? Why is the government not releasing the funds to Boeing?
See, Air India was supposed to get these aircraft, the first Dreamliner, in August. That's last month. And Air India was the first one to basically book this aircraft. But what has happened is that there has been a constant tussle between the Law Ministry and the Aviation Ministry in terms of the final wording of the contract. Because this aircraft is delayed, Boeing has to give certain compensation to Air India, which is linked to this particular contract. Until the Law Ministry approves this contract, Air India cannot release funds, and therefore the aircraft cannot come back to Delhi, which is why we are seeing about 12 people sitting in Charleston waiting for the aircraft to come back with it. And a lot of taxpayer money is obviously being wasted in the whole process.
Captain Ranganathan, do you think this is an embarrassing situation for the country, and who do you think should be held responsible for it?
I would say that the entire management should be held responsible. If they're going to be sitting in US for the last 1 month, waiting for the aircraft to get ready, after all, once all the paperwork is completed, it's going to take them less than 24 hours to get there. So they could have done it when everything was completed. And it is not just a question of funds being released, because after all, they've got enough credit. So to release the first aircraft should not have been a problem. It just shows that there are a lot of people who've been taking the airline for a ride earlier, and they're continuing to do that even now. If the head of operations, head of training, and the guy who is the head of the flight operations inspectors in DGCA, if they're going to be sitting there, then really speaking, why do we pay taxpayers' money to all these people? We don't need them.
So Tarun, how soon can one expect Air India to fly its first Dreamliner?
There's no real date as such, but hopefully in the next few days we should have an answer to that question. The Aviation Ministry and Law Ministry are sorting out the issue amongst themselves at the moment. Nobody really knows a fresh date, so to say, is not at hand at the moment.
Clearly, Air India's dream to own a Dreamliner is still up in the air. Thank you for those insights, Captain Ranganathan.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Tarun. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for more.